So, welcome to Wistful Vistas and the beautifully cluttered man cave. This is Gary Cooper. What I'm going to do today, I'm very excited today actually. I went for the first motorcycle ride of 2018. The weather's really pleasant here in San Diego. I'm recovering from this terrible flu. It's about as ill as I think I can recall ever having been. But I'm better now. So I'm going to install a helmet camera mount. I've watched carefully several video camera mounts installed on YouTube, and I'm ready to give it a try on my own. I'm going to start with an older Shoei that I have. This is a Shoei Qwest helmet. Still quality. Shoei still makes a quality helmet. And I'm going to mount it on the left side, that is the non-throttle side of the helmet. If you want to manipulate the controls, you don't want to have to lift off the throttle or the brake. So I'm going to install it on the left side facing forward. So the first thing I'm going to do is clean it with this Plexus plastic cleaner, protectant, and polish. So I'm using a scrupulously clean double knit cloth. Scrupulously, notice I said that. And this is just to prepare the surface. I suppose if I really wanted to super prepare the surface, that what I would do is rough it up with a little sandpaper, so I'd have some extra contact there. But I even though this is an older helmet, I just can't bring myself to do that. So, okay, step one, we have cleaned off the helmet, and I've knocked over the glue. Stand by. I'll pick the glue up. Okay, we have cleaned off the helmet using our Plexus, and step two will be to use our Loctite super glue. This is the gel control, so this doesn't set up hard like right away. This is the gel control version, and what that does is it has a little bit of a, I'm going to call it a gummy layer it leaves as it dries. I've got an older GoPro mount here, and I've got this to mount on the side. This is going to go pretty close to the front. Now, a couple of notes. Again, I'm keeping this on the non-throttle left-hand side of my helmet, and the secondary note is that I'm going to be installing it so that these tightening nuts actually, once installed, will be facing downward. That is, if they ever work themselves loose, if they were on this side, if they work themselves loose, they could fall out and get lost on the road. I'm hoping that if they work themselves loose in this location, they'll at least stay there and rattle around a bit, attract my attention, and I'll know that they indeed then have worked themselves loose. So set this up. I'm going to install the mount into the GoPro holder, because I want to make sure that I get it in a spot where I want it. And we've got some adjustability here with the mount, but we want it right about center line of the vision. Now I do this with some trepidation, because your head is on a swivel when you ride a motorcycle. You're always looking like boom, boom, this way and that way to see what's around. It's going to be tough to gimbal this. I might try that in the future, but subject to that, I'm going to give this this particular location here a shot. Let's just take a look at it from the upright side, and yeah, that ain't too bad. Again, we don't have to worry about it being like rocket science, because we do have some adjustability built in with this overall system. We can rock it in like that or rock it out. So right about there puts us center line. So we're going to open up the super glue. Watch out, folks, because super glue has done a lot of damage in the hands of people who don't know any better. Bear with me a second here. I'm going to get a marker. just like that. Don't need much more than that. That's about all we need. Okay, marked. Take it off. And put the stuff on it. Let's hope it hasn't dried out. This one's been sitting around for a while. Nope, it ain't. We're going to put a few lines on it. Isn't this exciting? This must be an exciting part. This falls under watching cement set, glue dry, something like that, I'm thinking. It's not so much if this gets loose and breaks away and falls off that you worry about losing the mount. It's the GoPro that it's attached to. So I won't be putting a new GoPro on this for the first few laps around the old hood here. Okay, now we put it back. We're going to match up as closely as we can to where that where we had it marked. Not exactly there. Move it over and push down. Put it in. Now we do that hardest of all things. We wait. See, we've got some 360 adjustment there. Keep some pressure on it while it dries, and then when it sets, this glue sets, which usually with super glue doesn't take a whole long time. It tells us 2 flush, if you get it in your eye, flush with water for 15 minutes. That seems like an awful long time. Doesn't say how long it takes to set. Bonds skin in seconds. Well, we're not bonding skin, so anyway, it sets quickly, but I'm going to leave it sitting overnight, and we're going to put this little tape over on this side here to hold it in place. And at this point, all we can say is bond like the wind. Okay, there it is. We're going to be leaning down in a little bit of a tuck, at least as we get used to Tony Thunder and the Red Baron, my two machines. It's going to be sticking out a little bit, but you always look slightly ridiculous with a GoPro stuck on your head anyway. But the idea here is to keep this line of sight. So far I've used chest mounts and shoulder mounts and haven't been particularly happy with the video outcomes. My concern here is that we're moving your head around, checking from side to side is going to drive the audience a little bit crazy, but the line of sight will encompass, particularly in super view, will encompass the road ahead and hopefully make my shared experience a little more intimate for all my family and friends that watch these videos. Okay, there we did it. Let's give it 24 hours and bond it, and then we'll install a camera.